the intro, and then Gary can do the summary.
Sir.
Sweet. I'm gonna watch it while we're talking.
All right. All
Just
right, guys, we're
kidding.
live.
Big Gare.
What's up, everyone? This is episode 4 of the Shutter Larva episodes. This is our third or fourth. I think this is our third Mandalorian. Yeah, third Mandalorian review, and I'm joined today by my co-host Finn, as well as our two returning guests, Gary Foster and Bryan Carter, aka Geeky Fresh and Cap Lives.
Yo,
What's
guys.
up, everybody?
Yo, the Shutterbug boy.
No,
has
don't say
made
it.
his
Don't say it,
return.
Finn. Don't say it.
I
All right.
Did I say anything?
I thought you were gonna say the toys line, and I was not looking forward to it.
Nah, dude.
The what?
The Shutterbugs boys here to play
Shutterbug
with their
boys
toys or
back to
something.
talk about their toys.
Yeah,
What's up,
that.
man?
Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. So guys, I'm gonna put up. Obviously, this is a Mandalorian review episode, so I'm gonna put up our spoiler warning. Whoever has not seen the episode, it is Monday. So this isn't the day after like we normally record. You know, with finals week, got me and Finn really busy. I'm sure Gary is busy as well. And yeah, exactly. So everyone's been pretty busy. So that's why we're a couple days late. But this Friday, I think, with everyone coming close to break, we'll be back on at least our normal schedule. Even though I guess this Friday is gonna be the last episode. So but
That'd
yeah,
be a great one though, man.
exactly.
I'm
So we're
pumped.
super
Perfect
super
dates on a
hyped.
Monday though, Mando Monday.
Oh, perfect. So anyway, point being, we are done talking about everything else. It's time to get in the Mandalorian. Spoiler, spoiler, spoiler. We will be talking about all the spoilers, so please click out if you have not seen it, although I think most of you have seen it, so get ready to listen to us talk about the Mandalorian. And we're going to have Geeky Fresh take it away with some of the discussion about what happened in last episode.
All right, so last episode we get Mando. He already lost Grogu, and he needs help. So of course he goes to the homegirl Cara Dune. Cara Dune, you know, she's part of the galactic, not the Galactic Empire, but she's part of the Republic as a marshal, and so she got the hookup. So he's like, "Yo, can you hook me up with a prisoner? I'm looking for somebody," and it's our favorite wisecracking jokester Bill Burr. I forgot his name, Mayfield, and he's in prison. And you're pretty much thinking to yourself, "Oh man, we're gonna have a prison break episode. We just had that." But it cuts straight to the chase. Cara Dune uses her, her badge. She a cop now, She uses her badge, gets him out, and they talking smack to each other because he's ex-Imperial and she's a rebel, ex-rebel shock trooper. And it's time for the mission. The first thing happens was the funniest thing I've ever thought, is when he sees Boba Fett, he's like, "Oh snap!" Like he saw a ghost, and then he realizes, "Oh, I thought you were that other guy, somebody that looks almost like you." And then, of course, our man Mando appears from out of the ship, and then I thought Mayfield peed on himself a little bit there, but so he lets him know like, "Yo, we got a mission." And then Mayfield was like, "Yo, what is it for me?" He was like, "Well, you get a better view, so you don't have to be in jail no more. Well, at least you'll be in jail, but not like doing whatever he was doing, digging up scraps and stuff like Cal Keatis." But they go to this planet, and it's a nice looking planet. Nothing is new, but nothing like spectacular about it. And it's like a village there and stuff like that. And they need to get inside this refinery place, and they first are trying to figure out who's gonna go, like, because they can't leave Mayfield alone because he might snitch. So our boy Mando's like, "I'll do it, but I'm not gonna show my face though." Sure. And it's like, that was so weird. But he ends up, they found I guess like a tanker truck or whatever. They get a disguise. They're dressed up as these troopers. Mayfield is like, "I don't want to wear this helmet." So then they're driving around with this, I guess, like very volatile, explosive stuff. Like, I don't know, why would you want to do this stuff? But hey, that's how they got to get inside. And there's only I think 4 or 3 of these tankers.
Yeah, it's Rhydonium, I think. And correct me if I'm wrong, Bryan, we've seen it before, right? Is it in Clone Wars or Rebels that we've seen it?
I think it was in Clone Wars. Wasn't it in the arc with Ahsoka and those sisters?
Yeah, that's what I think.
It was.
So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I was just like, "Whoa, this stuff is volatile and y'all driving it." So everything is cool. but they started hearing people. They started hearing Imperials screaming. They're like, "Oh, we gotta get out of here! What's going on?" And people were getting blown up in front of them. They're like, "No, we can't do this." And it's like, "No, we gotta do this." So they're driving up there. Everything is all hunky dory and whatever. And then pirates attacks. Pirates attacking. And we see Mando. Mando. He got up there. I was like, "I got this." He starts whooping ass. Starts serving hands to everybody. I'm like, "Yo, Mando ain't got no gun. The Imperials are cheap." They're over here, I think that if he had that pistol, he would have just killed everybody. But nah, he was like, "I'm about to serve these hands real quick." They almost lost a few times, and just when you think everything is almost over, because these pirates just keep on coming. And then I was like, "Man, Mando ain't gonna survive this one, y'all." Sight Imperials, TIE fighters out of nowhere, blow it up out the sky. You wouldn't be so happy to cheer for the Empire in your life right now. You just happy. And everybody's jumping out there shooting at the pirates, and then Mayfield and Mando are looked at as as heroes, because mind you, they're still wearing Imperial disguises and stuff. And then they finally get to where they need to be at. Mind you, this whole time, Boba, he's in his ship. He's waiting for the drop point to pick them up. Cara Dune and Fennec, they're acting as snipers. So they're just doing Overwatch right now. So they inside, they're all like, "Hell, the Empire, good job." This is the first time you kind of see from the Empire point of view, unless you play Star Wars Battlefront 2, how the Empire kind of works, like how their fanaticism and their brotherhood and the things that they believe in or whatever. So now they need to get this terminal, which is in a mess hall that's meant for the officers. And Mayfield was about to go inside, but he was like, "Wait a minute, I recognize that guy. I don't think I should go in there." And Mando's like, "Then I'll do it." And he's like, but you can't do it because it means you have to show your face." Mando, he goes over there. I don't know what he was thinking, but he's pressing buttons, beep, 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 bloop. And then the machine scans him with the helmet on, and it was like, "Nah, you can't get in, son." And then he was like, "All right." So he takes off his helmet, all shooken up, scared. He's showing his face in front of all these people finally. And then Mayfield's looking like, "Yo, this dude done showed his face." Man, he loved this little guy. And then that's when he finally gets the coordinates for Grand Moff Gideon. And then the guy that, he wasn't supposed to be trying to interact with, he walks up to him and was like, "Hey, you're one of the heroes. Let me buy you a drink." Mayfield kind of steps in finally because he was asking for his designation number, and that TK FNN 2187 type of people and stuff like that. So Mando ain't knowing nothing about that. And he was like, "Let me buy y'all a drink, and for doing such a good job." And this is when we get the best acting, like out of literally the whole series, because I was so entranced by this scene because I was like, "Yo, this dude is really acting his ass off right here." So he's sitting down. He's talking to this dude, and I'm guessing like this guy is like part of a mission that went real bad. He had to sacrifice a lot of people, civilians and Imperials alike, killed tens of thousands of people. And Mayfield was just barely lucky to get out of it. And he's just asking them questions. And Mayfield got to the point where he was just sick of this man. And he just starts blasting, shooting, blah, 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 blah. It sounds like a I'm sorry if this sounds like a Soldier Boy story, but it's true because that's what he did. He was like, "Pop, pop, pop, pop." He just started shooting everybody. He shot this dude twice, and then Mando's like, "What? This is what we doing? We shooting? All right, we shooting. Pop, pop, pop. We shooting everybody up in there. Everybody getting shot out." And then they finally go out through a window, and then Cara Dune and Finn, they start shooting people. They're like, "Oh, we got you. We got your back." And then they finally make it up to the rooftop after they escape. And they get picked up by Boba, but then they're being chased by some TIE fighters and Boba Fett. Now, I don't think I've ever seen the Slave One in action, and being able to, see it in action outside of the video games was amazing because he actually used that really, really OP grenade that's in the game that wipes everything out within like 100-mile radius. It was crazy. So seeing that happen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that weapon is OP.
I will say, I think we did see it in Attack of the Clones with Jango using the Slave One. That's the only time we've seen
it. When they
were
like in the asteroid belt, and what's his name? Obi-Wan was trying to chase him.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan was pursuing them, and he uses the sonic grenade.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
One of the nobody watches that shit. But yeah,
Terrible.
I would never watch Attack of the Clones again. Yeah, so we come back to the planet. Everything is all good. And then he's like, all right, before he even does that, though, Mayfield does a nice little sniper shot, cleans out the whole refinery, blows up the whole place. Mad respect to him for that. And then, he said something along the lines like, we all got to sleep well at night, too, and that's what, he had something that was on his conscience for years, probably, that was weighing out on him. So he's ready to go back to jail. Cardoon's like, looking at Mando like, you know what? Too bad Mayfield died, son. And then Mando's like, word? Yeah, you know what? He never made it back. He a true G for what he did, though. And then Mayfield's looking at him like, dang, y'all for real? Y'all gonna let me go? It was like, let who go? I don't know you. And then he just walked away. And then that was the end. Well, no, that wasn't the end. So we finally get on the ship with Grand Moff Gideon. Gideon. And he gets a phone call. He hits him up, like straight up, like an IG live story. He got invited to it. And then basically he repeats the same words. We get a phone call. It's from Mando. Mando's like, yo, I found you. You thought you was going to escape? I'm the greatest bounty hunter alive right now, son. And he said that with respect to Boba right next to him, too. And then he was like, yo, you got something that I want. And I'm going to get it, basically. You don't know how that means to me. You don't know how much it means to me, but I'm going to get it. And then Grand Moff Gideon was just smirking, like, bro, we about to go to war. And then that's how the gang battle started.
Yes, sir. Great.
What a wrap up by Gary. That was
great
fantastic.
wrap up.
That was the best breakdown we've had on this show yet.
I feel like I was watching it right now.
No offense, Aiden.
None taken. All right, so what do we want to talk about first? I think the first, obviously, like reveal I guess we got was Boba's new armor. Oh, specifically his new paint job and his new armor.
Yeah, clean.
So clean, and it's
At first, I was kind of like, did he get new armor? And I was like, oh no, he just painted it because the dent is still there.
Yeah, like
my boy went to the cleaners with it.
So nice. It was nice. It's kind of funny because so many people made customs of like his look in the last episode, where like we still have the same in terms of like I guess sculpt you could say look, but the paint job obviously would just
people
be newer.
That make those customs like the second it happens are always clowns to me because it's like, bro, they're gonna come out with a figure in less than a year of that. Like,
or
why are you doing
just
this?
wait
like,
until like that's the definitive
destroying
look and
your
make
mall
sure.
figures to
I'm
make.
kind of surprised though. I'm surprised that he got it painted because a lot of things in Star Wars are like worn down, beat up,
yeah,
the
of
paint's
course.
missing on everything. And he was like, "Man, bump the status quo. Gonna paint my armor."
Facts.
It looks great. I'm so happy with that. So that was I think like the first I guess reveal
y'all
we got.
forget that Boba Fett got a chick with him, so he gotta look fresh.
Oh my
facts.
god!
Good point. Good point.
Nah, I don't think he needs to look fresh, bro. I think she's all in no matter what.
Yeah, she was all
Boba
in.
Fett, bro. He survived a Sarlacc. Come on now.
He's trying to look fresh for his lady, man.
He was like, I survived the Sarlacc. Might as well treat myself to some new paint.
That's true. And the paint looks really good, but it did make me think, like, man, this looks like a fan
It's
film.
real clean.
You know what I mean? Like, it looks like,
yeah,
like
it does.
something like those people that made those, like, those superhero fights where it'd be like Batman versus Darth Vader and it'd be like live action or whatever. It looks like it was from one of those. Like, somebody made it and they made it like too clean almost. Like, they didn't get all the scrapes in or whatever.
It's like their interpretation of what it would look like.
Exactly. It looks good though. I mean, I'm not hating, but
yeah. Anyway, so that was one thing. Another thing, this is a little Easter egg I caught that I just want to talk about, but it was funny how when they're deciding like who's gonna go into the refinery or like go on the truck with Mayfield, how they like ask around obviously, and Fennec's wanted by the Imperials. Dune's a shock trooper, but then he asked Boba, and Boba's like, let's just say they'll recognize my face because he was a clone, and it's so perfect.
And the Empire used clones for a while.
Yep, it's
That's
so
That's
perfect.
facts.
The connections were just immaculate, and I want to.
Like,
No, go,
I didn't
Bryan.
even pick up on that. I didn't even pick up on that at first. I was like, well, of course they would recognize him. He was like the most famous bounty hunter. He was like frequently employed. And then my sister had to go like, no, he's a clone. I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and the one more thing I want to touch on in terms of the Empire, which Gary briefly touched on in his summary, I think we can talk about is like the view that we were able to see of like the Empire coming to save the day when Mando and
So good,
Mayfield
dude.
were.
I
loved
loved it. I
yeah,
loved it.
I loved it too. And when they go in, everyone's cheering and hugging them, and it's like a rebellion celebration.
It feels like it reminds you of episode 4.
Exactly.
When he blows up the Death Star.
Yep.
And they're all coming after him.
Exactly.
And
It's like we obviously they're not monsters like we get. Well, obviously
I mean,
the Empire's monsters, but like
Well,
I
it's
mean
not-
the people
it's not
itself.
that far.
Yeah, exactly. The people like are celebrating and
they
it shows a
are
different
people,
side.
like, at the end of the
Exactly.
day.
Exactly.
Yeah, they still have an
Especially if you,
ideology.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Especially if you read like some of the books or like, watch, or like Gary said, you play Battlefront 2. It shows you that not everyone in the Empire is like a terrible person. Like they might think what they're fighting for is right, because obviously the Empire is like propaganda, which can turn anyone's mind for the most part.
Yeah.
But like a lot of these people are just people doing a job.
Exactly. Very, very true. So
No, for sure.
Even Honda, not even Han Solo at one point wanted to be a part of the
Yeah.
Empire.
yep.
Even Luke
Want to go to the
Remember, it was
yeah
like-
Ever.
academy.
was like, "Yo, I'm about to go to the Empire. I'm about to start flying. I'm about to get out of this hole."
Iden Versio was a part of the Empire for a while, then that changed. You play Battlefront 2.
Yep, and
Yeah,
even
I'm
in
just-
like the Rebels shows, you can see all like the kids who are like being trained to be
Yeah, those are great
stormtroopers
episodes
and
when
pilots.
they
Yeah.
realized that what's going on is messed up.
Yep.
I think it's just I loved seeing like the TIE fighters come. I was like, man, I've never been so happy to see TIE fighters in my entire life. I was like, yes, like let's go Empire, shoot down these rebels. And I was like, wait a second,
Yep.
bro. Like
And going
Rebels
off that
are
too, from
pirates.
like
no, I know, but I was the best. I was thinking like yes, like shoot down the
pirates.
people. I don't know, my bad, bro. But I was lit seeing those TIE fighters. I was like, man, I need a Black Series TIE fighter right now.
I will
all I
say,
gotta
like,
say.
on that topic, I thought it was quite funny because I was watching. I was like, okay, because obviously last episode we talked about how Mando was like definitely nerfed and just was not at his best at all. And I feel like they definitely corrected that this episode because wow, he popped off on top of like the
Yeah.
refinery truck. Like he was just left and right taking their weapons, hitting them, like pulling freaking moves out of his ass, like
Dude,
just shooting them,
also-
throwing
We
explosives.
still talk
It's
about Zombie
crazy.
in this episode still, though. We'll talk about
Nah,
it
bro, but we
later.
got to see hover tank troopers and shore troopers back. That
Yeah.
makes me so happy
Yep.
when they bring
Like,
in
seeing
like
the short troopers was really cool.
Yeah.
I was just so excited because I'm like when you see like the hover tank troopers were only in like 5 minutes of Rogue One. When you see like troopers that are from something that they kind of like incorporate into other Star Wars media, that just makes me so happy. I'm like, now there's more of a reason to own this than besides just doing Rogue One shots or whatever. You know what I mean?
Shit,
Some
I
of
didn't know
the collection.
where those troopers came from. I was like, "Who the hell are these guys?"
I love it, but now
and
I will say
I've seen Rogue One so many. That's one of my favorite Star Wars movies. But I was like, "Yo, who the heck? Who the heck are these troopers? Why do they look
And they,
so
like,
different?"
incorporated the Mud Trooper from Solo. Like I was just so happy
Yep.
to see that. But I will
Mhm.
say, if Mando can somehow make like Death Troopers like the stuff, bro, that's all I want right now.
I'm kind
Because
of surprised we
Death-
haven't seen them yet.
because they've only really been in like I know I really thought they would be like
They were technically in
Moff
2
Gideon's-
episodes at the end of the like
oh
fourth
they
or
were in
fifth,
the
and
last
then
you're
Oh,
right.
yeah,
and then the
they're
last
Rebels
one.
too.
But like
Yeah.
also I just want because they built them up to be so cool and then they were just so whatever in Rogue One, like they barely did
Oh my
anything.
god!
Oh wait,
I'm just
wait.
like-
Are you talking? Okay, I think we're talking
Death
about.
Troopers.
Okay, got it.
Yeah,
got
the
it,
Death
got it, got it.
Troopers, the all
Got it.
black
Green
ones.
little-
Not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Dark Troopers, the Death Troopers.
No, no,
Got
no.
it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what hopefully they do some stuff with that because because I just really like that design and I want them to actually be formidable in any way. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I mean
I
we
bought a bunch of them.
we did
already.
see them in right the last episode of the season 1. Correct me
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm
where they
wrong.
were. I just
Yeah,
watched
yeah, they
that
were
with my
there.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was the last time
Sawyer,
we saw
bro,
them.
my 8-year-old brother watched the first 2 seasons in like 2 days.
Yeah, I've had a couple friends that I've turned on to the show that have done that too because they've loved
He
it so
loves
much.
it.
It's a great show. But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it later. But luckily, we are getting more Death Troopers coming out pretty soon for everyone to grab, which will be
Oh
awesome.
yeah.
So let's see. What else do you guys want to? Oh, obviously the great acting we saw from Bill Burr in that scene of tension at the table with
You know,
Din Djarin and the commanding officer. I forget his name.
That guy's
you know what
face
I
was
wanna talk
so
about?
weird, bro.
I would like to talk about the great acting of Pedro Pascal in this episode. This man acted like he's not used to making facial expressions because he isn't. He always has his helmet on. So
Mhm.
when like when the officer's like, "What's your name?" He's like, my name." And he's like looking at he's not making eye contact with him because he's not used to making eye contact. So it was just really cool seeing Pedro Pascal like be able to act and show like, yeah, Mandalorian is socially awkward because he's not really using his face as like as a way to show emotion.
Mhm.
So I thought that was pretty good acting from Pedro Pascal.
I didn't think they needed to show his face this episode, bro.
They really didn't.
It's just because he wanted more screen time. Like that's literally the only. And it was just kind of like, okay, it's fine. Like
I did like the reason they kind of wrote in though that he was desperate and he went.
Yeah, exactly. I think they at least did it tastefully. If they were gonna do it, I would have preferred it done now rather than in the finale in some like crazy like dramatic way. Like I like how he's just, you know what, there's no other way to do it. I'm just gonna have to take it off. And
it was just so like, okay, bro. Like we could have. We just don't need to see your face. You know what I mean? I feel like it kind of adds to like the lone cowboy like mysterious.
Well, yeah, but here's the
like,
thing.
feel.
I mean, honestly, Mandalorians normally show their face. Like that's just how it's supposed to
but
be.
His version doesn't.
Exactly,
So
and his version doesn't. But if Bo-Katan, who will be probably in this last episode, is going to be telling him that the royalty of Mandalore and like the actual Mandalorian tradition, because she grew up on like true Mandalore, was to remove your helmets and be warriors sometimes, but also like peaceful, just people sometimes. Like I guarantee he will start taking it off way more often, and we're just gonna have to accept that because like his beliefs are changing. It's just how it's gonna be.
Not.
It's how it is though. Like it's Star Wars history is Mandalorians.
No, I know, but he's been dedicated to this like, and it's fine that he can acknowledge like you don't have to, and he can have it in those like intimate moments or whatever. But like I don't want him to just be like, because that's my big fear is that it's like eventually we're gonna get to the point where he doesn't have his helmet on that much. Like when we get in movies, like when superheroes barely have their masks on or their costumes or like their helmets on or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just
Hawkeye, Spider-Man,
I just
Captain
know
America.
that's what we're getting. Like, oh, I hope not, bro.
I would have preferred though that like him being okay with taking his helmet off happens like over time. Like I kind of like how Bo-Katan put like that thought into his mind, but he's still like, I mean, what does she know? But like, over time, as the show goes on, he meets more Mandalorians who don't follow the way of the children of the Watch. It's like, well, maybe like it is okay to change. But instead of saying, like, yep, I'm gonna take it off. That's cool.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, this was fine. Like, I wasn't a big fan, but it at least made sense. But I just pray that it doesn't set a precedent going forward for anything like that. Like, that'll bother me personally. But
yeah,
again, I bring up a few things about this episode that I liked and disliked.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I really liked this scene where Bill Burr's character Mayfield is driving the truck and he has his helmet. He's like, I can't see through this thing, and takes it off. It's another thing that Dave Filoni likes to do, like prove why troopers can't shoot because it's hard to see in their helmets.
Yep. Very true.
So I thought that was really cool. It was like another reason, like, yeah, they suck, but there's a reason to why they suck. And then I thought Bill Burr, like, my problem with Mayfield, the character, I was just like, he never stops talking. So this episode, I was like, bro.
Yeah, exactly. Like, bro, why is that a complaint?
Because it was annoying. I was like, bro, just shut up. You don't always have to say something.
It's like,
and then, like,
it's like a Spider-Man defense mechanism type of thing. He has to talk because he's nervous.
But Spider-Man's funny. This guy isn't funny. He's just annoying.
I don't know about that, but I do agree. Like he doesn't have, but he doesn't have to fill up space the whole time with that. But I did think he had some funny.
Well, I think it was in character. Like, at least think it made sense. Like it wasn't like.
I don't like the character. That's the thing.
Yeah, that's what Bryan's saying.
So when they're driving through the town, he just keeps like trying to like talk to Mando. I was like, bro, who cares? Why do we need to hear this from you of all people? I don't care. So I was like, he made up for it by the end of the episode though, because I thought that part where they talk about Project Cinder, which I think is in Battlefront 2, because I think that's like the Emperor's final plan.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes, it is. It is. That's what
I still
I geeked out when he said that. When he said projects, I was like, no freaking way.
Do you guys recommend finishing that campaign? Because I started it and I just never finished it.
I just watched it. I couldn't play it. My controller was messed up, so I couldn't play it again.
It's not long at all, and like you get two perspectives. Like the short like the Empire part is really short, but then like you get to play. Man, it's a lot. You get to play more than one character.
The lead trooper lady, like from
Iden
the beginning
Versio.
of the campaign,
Iden,
they made a black series of her, right?
Yes.
I mean,
but
sort
kind of. Yeah,
they made Inferno Squad, but it wasn't necessarily her.
Yeah.
Because they all look different. They all have,
exactly.
Because you got the
sniper.
sniper.
I really wanted that figure, but I never got it.
Yes, I mean you can army build like agents, but you're not gonna get her, which kind of sucks.
And if you want, And if you want to see more, or you want to like know more about her time in the Empire, there's a whole book which is really good about it, and I love that book.
I'll have to read it. Anyways,
Yeah, that's actually going to bring up Project Cinder and like them driving and that stuff about Bill Burr's character.
yeah, I liked the fact that we're getting more like not excuses for the troopers or whatever, because I do wish that, like, even though I'm such a Stormtrooper fan or whatever, I wish they would make them a little bit more formidable. Because like even in the original trilogy, like it's not like that they were that scary, but the Empire felt way more dangerous. You know what I mean? Than it does in like Rebels, or not as much this, but like this to some extent too. Where I'm just like, I do wish that, or they would introduce more troopers that would be like more of a threat. Like we get more Death Troopers that would actually like rock Mando's clock a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's interesting how they don't make the troopers the threat. It's like the people who commands the troopers the threat. Like if you watch the movies, it's Tarkin and Vader. If you watch Rebels, it's Admiral Price and Thrawn. But like the troopers have never really been like the main threat, which is weird because they're like the people who are on the ground. They should be capable.
Okay, coolest Finn, I don't know, but they're the most. They should be capable because they're soldiers. You know, they should be at least able to fight.
Mando away.
But
I'm
yeah,
with a Stormtrooper right now.
I have both Mandos in my hand.
I cannot wait to get more hover tank trooper variations and get that weird mud trooper look that Bill Burr was wearing, because it was like the mud trooper from Solo, but he like had a different helmet.
Yeah, it had a short trooper looking helmet.
Yeah, that or like the hover tank look. I am just so excited to get all these new troopers. But yeah, oh man.
Well, I thought it was cool how they used what was it called again, Aiden? What were they carrying?
Rhydonium?
Yeah, Rhydonian. I thought they were gonna say coaxium, but I think.
Oh yeah, coaxium would have been good, but yeah.
Well, that was from the Solo,
Jedi.
right?
Yeah, it's also in. I think it's in both.
Yeah, it's in both.
Okay, I was like, what the heck? Coaxium. This is make up a word.
It's also at Black Spire Outpost, Galaxy's Edge.
That's true.
Look, I live in California, but I haven't been there in a long time.
Bro, are they gonna put that in Florida, or is it just gonna be?
It is in Florida.
It's both.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's amazing going there. This is off
Hey,
topic.
bro, when I fly out to California, can we go to Galaxy's Edge together?
Yes, I love Galaxy's Edge. It's awesome. Dude, that Millennium Falcon ride is surreal. It's so much
I haven't been to
fun.
Disney since I was 11, bro.
You're doing
I haven't
yourself
been
a
since I
disservice.
was 3.
Horrible. Blasphemy.
Yeah.
So about the same age gap between both of us, Brian?
Yeah, I think we're just gonna both go. Just gonna go one day.
So
No, did you
good.
get the joke? I was saying like you're like 13, and I would be like, never mind, bro.
I didn't hear your joke. I'm sorry, Finn. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Okay, so what else are we gonna talk about this episode? There was a lot still that I wanted to talk about.
What do you want to talk about? Bring it up, man. I got nothing else.
Slave One, like the inner workings of Slave One.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
I've
I always
always
wondered,
wanted to know
like,
that.
how much room is on that ship? 'Cause it's
Yeah,
not a big
exactly.
ship.
Exactly. And
And
like
the
how
characters
its
is really
mechanics
cool
are
and stuff.
because it's like goes horizontal and vertical and like always is changing, and like how people in the passengers ride if Boba's like vertical sitting, like, and how he rides whenever it's like just relax, just horizontal.
That
It's
had
crazy.
to be shot on the volume, right? I kind of figured like.
Oh,
it
had to be. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I would assume
I'm
so.
very interested to see more how they're gonna do more Boba stuff, because I don't know if he's getting his own show.
That's why they didn't announce it.
Supposedly.
I mean, they didn't announce it, so I was like,
Yeah, I
is
thought
he
he
gonna
I thought
stick
they
around
would.
here for a little bit, which is fine by me. Like he's cool. But I
Maybe
also
he
hope they don't make him
dies
just a
next
backseat
episode.
like character that's just like the pilot. Like, where are we going to next? I'll provide cover. Like, I hope
He
he's.
provides you. He's useful. He's like, hey, I show up for like one cool moment, and after that, y'all handle the
But that's
rest.
not what I want, though. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
want
I definitely-
more
So,
Boba.
I see
so
him.
he's like the dad.
There's no way he's gonna show up just for either a season of this or just for a couple episodes of this or whatever. Like he will either have his own show or be a big character in a show. It's just we don't know which yet.
Yeah.
But it's definitely gonna be
It might
interesting.
spin him
So,
off into something else.
what do you say, Brian?
Might
It might
probably
spin him
Ahsoka
off into
show or
something else.
Exactly.
Obi-Wan
Show.
show, maybe even like.
I heard he's supposed to be is he supposed to be like rumored for Obi-Wan?
I don't know. He could easily be. I would not be surprised if
But
he
they
was.
use the same actor. 'Cause, like, I mean,
They
they'll just
have
well,
to,
'cause the rumor
just
was
with
that
that
Commander
de-aging
Cody-
tech.
The rumor was that Commander Cody's going to be in the Obi-Wan show, and so it's like if he is,
I
then
don't
we're
need
definitely going to
him
be getting more of
there.
that actor.
Yeah, I don't really need Cody either, but I won't I
Okay,
won't be
well.
mad if he's there. But it's like it's
Everyone
whatever.
wants Rex, but nobody wants Cody. I see it.
That's right. Wanda didn't turn his
Ooh.
back on the Jedi Order and stay with the Empire for years.
Well, not only that, but like Cody is just like there's
Tony
nothing.
do that?
I mean, in the comics, there are like he has like a struggle that he goes through, like in the Empire and such, and like all this stuff. And yeah, it's like
that's comics. We
it'd
don't have
be
to pay attention about that.
it'd be interesting,
Wow.
but I don't really want like I don't
not
need
canon.
that in an Obi-Wan show. I want to just focus on Obi-Wan on Tatooine, like doing shit, like and like obviously some Vader stuff would be awesome. I would not
That's how
like
they
mind
should have
that
handled it in
at
Rebels.
all.
Like, if I wish we got more Obi-Wan centric episodes in Rebels instead of having to like.
I'm fine that we didn't. That would have been weird.
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
because
No, it was those.
he's not a rebel.
What a
Exactly.
disappointment that was, dude. Because the Twin Sons episode was good, but
It's a
like
great
all
episode.
the Ezra stuff just sucked so bad. It detracted from it, in my opinion.
What
Like
a hater.
I know, right, Brian? It's blasphemy.
Ezra is the worst. Okay, I will say though, bro, if we get a live action Ezra, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Why?
What?
Ben? No one cares. Like, no one needs your negativity here, bro.
Exactly.
My bad. You're right. My bad. I would like to
Want to
see.
see Cody, but not an actual character.
I mean, Hera would be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing Hera.
Hera would be awesome.
Oh,
I wanna
Hera,
see her in a Rogue Squadron.
Sabine, Zeb. I don't even care if we see all of
no,
them. I'd be
Lord,
happy.
no, not Zeb. Oh, please, not Zeb, bro.
Zeb-
Get this man Finn out of
These
here.
are some of
man.
the worst Star Wars characters, bro. They're
Oh
so
my
That's not
God.
true at all. I'm
bad.
taking.
No, it is.
There's
Foul.
a lot of worse Star Wars
Foul.
characters.
You when you were just
Some-
praising Cody, like come on now, just
I just like the look, to be honest. With you.
ugh.
Say Cody isn't really a character. It's
Yeah,
really
but
real.
see, I don't really know anything about Cody.
All right.
I liked Obi-Wan.
Getting off this discussion, just I want to touch on with all of you guys because I forgot about them. Let's talk about the reveals for a bit, and then we'll talk about let's talk about the TV show reveals. Then we'll talk about the Mando Monday reveals, if that's.
Oh wait,
okay
hold on.
with
Before we
everyone.
do that though,
Yes.
like overall, did we all like the episode? Like,
Yes.
I really liked
I thought it was
For sure.
cool. I wouldn't say it's my favorite. Actually, a lot of people keep saying like the.
All right, guys. Sorry, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. We will be back on in a second. I am sorry that our fellow podcast mates fell off the web. We are getting them back right now, so it'll just take one quick second, and they'll all be back. All right. So anyway, we'll be talking about the reveals with the new shows that came out, as well as the Here, let me let him back in, as well as the reveals on Mando Monday of the action figures. So, sit tight. Here we go. Is everyone good?
Classic Aiden, bro.
What do you mean classic?
Wow.
What do you mean
Aiden, turn your
classic?
camera back on. You looking bad
Hey,
handsome
Steve,
right now.
bro.
This is classic.
Zoom in.
Wow.
All right,
Aiden, you looking handsome, bro. Where's your camera at?
we're still live, Finn. So
It's
we
my camera. My camera's
go
not
talk
on,
about what
He's
you're
not
talking
even
about.
gonna-
Yo, what's up, Dan? Yo,
He's like, keep
my
that to
co-host
yourself.
looking handsome, bro.
He's like, we're live right now. We're
Yo,
live.
why is Finn just chilling in the dark like that?
Hey, wait, so is it a new live or are we still on the same live?
No, same live.
How does
Same
that
live.
work?
That's crazy. That was crazy. It
How
was
does
just
that
like
work, Aiden?
it was like you ran out of minutes.
Yeah, I know. I was
you
like,
want to hear my thoughts on
we
the
had a
episode?
prepaid call. We ran out of minutes. You can't be on this call anymore.
I'm not editing this part out, by the way. All the Mando listeners.
I
you
mean, it's
did.
live anyway. We're live, baby.
We are live.
And
It's
then
very
public.
true. I haven't even checked the chat. All right,
Oh.
Finn, talk about what you want to talk about before we go into reveals.
Yeah, I really like the episode. I'm really excited. I will say though, this Mando season started off kind of meh, but it has become definitely, I think, the superior season so far. Like the last 4 episodes have hit. Like the last 4 episodes have been everything after the Frog Lady has been top tier Mando
I'm not gonna
quality.
disrespect the Frog Lady. Okay, she was
She was
awesome.
fine, but I'm saying that she was like definitely in the bottom tier of episodes in my
That
opinion.
episode is like probably my least favorite in the series, if I'm going to be
I
quite
agree.
honest. Like,
definitely agree.
like I just
Maybe.
again,
There
I
aren't, there aren't any bad episodes. That's
well,
why- that's why,
exactly,
like,
exactly.
like an
I'm just
okay
saying
episode is
least
like a drop.
favorite. Like, I'm not saying it's a badly shot, bad story or anything.
Yeah.
It was just too filler for me, and like not enough. Like the story was good, but I know when I showed my dad that episode, like we watched it for the first time, he hated Baby Yoda after that episode because
Yeah, he's a monster. in
yeah,
that
he was
episode.
eating all the
and,
eggs.
And the next one, he's
Do
terrible.
we have any
So
do we have any
funny.
hot takes or theories for next episode? Any predictions?
I no
hope-
predictions for next episode. I don't know what they're gonna do because I had no idea what was
We're
gonna
not
happen.
getting
this
Baby
episode
Yoda
either.
back. That's my prediction. We're not going to get him back.
Dang.
Oh, there's no
That would suck.
way they end it without him back
We'll
with
see.
Mando. I think.
Maybe
see.
they get him back and he like Moff Gideon escapes, so they like their new plan is to take down Moff Gideon.
Yeah, I could definitely see the series going that way, or
Or like a Bo-Katan show addresses that because
I want Bo-Katan.
yeah, it could be.
I want Bo-Katan to show up and get that Darksaber back.
Yeah, I want it next episode, dude. I can't.
I want Mando to use that spear.
See, but I don't like. I hope Mando. I hope Mando fights Moff Gideon with the spear and like either fails or like just gives it at one point to. I want to see Bo-Katan versus Moff Gideon. She deserves the Darksaber to win it, or maybe Mando beats Moff Gideon and gives it to her. But then that's the second time she's been given the Darksaber and not earned it.
She didn't. Did she? No, she didn't rule Mandalore. She before Maul did, right?
I don't know. No, that was just Sabine ruled it, and then she was a part of Death Watch until Maul killed Sabine, and then she was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be Death Watch anymore. You just kill my sister, and like basically staged a rebellion against him, and then came back obviously for the siege. But yeah, so she was given the saber to her by Sabine, and then now she'd be giving it to her by Din Djarin. And I'm like, come on, just let her get it herself once.
Right now she's got a little questionable. She can't hold it. Looking like a transitional champion, if you know what like wrestling terms are.
But yeah, I think my prediction is honestly that the baby will get back to Mando, and either we're going to end with like the hint of a Jedi that will be coming for Baby Yoda, or we are going to hint with Moff Gideon getting away or something to do with the Empire. It's going to be one of the two. But the child will for sure, I think, be with Mando. Also, another thing we can talk about is what ship will Mando have after the child safely returned to him? Is he going to be rolling with the Slave One? I think Boba being such a prominent figure now is going to keep Slave One, and then Mando's going to get either a new ship or another thing of the Razor Crest or like something like that. But there's no way.
Another Razor Crest.
Exactly. There's no way they give Mando so much clout with like him using the Razor Crest with the sonic bomb and like him with a new paint job. Like, of course it's gonna be his ship in one show or the other. Like this is gonna be him.
All I hope is they don't give him like an X-wing that Car just has lying around because he's with the New Republic now. Because X-wings aren't really great travel ships.
No, well, yeah, they're horrible travel ships. I would not want that either. I want to see either a new ship or another Razor Crest because the Razor Crest is so iconic. I know it'd be like horrible for the story, but it wouldn't be far-fetched to say that another model of the Razor Crest exists in the Outer Rim, like all broken down, and he finds it like on the Republic's charts.
Fix it up.
My baby.
Yeah, and fix it up and like gets a new. Again, it wouldn't have the same sentimental value, but it'll be the same model, and then he works on fixing it up because again, those will easily exist on like Tatooine and scrap heaps and like junk piles. Like there's easily like one of those ships hanging around. So
I hope we get to see some new troopers this next episode.
Finn, you sound a bit quiet.
You're gonna get the Dark Troopers, Finn. Is that enough?
No, not really. I'm not the biggest Dark Trooper guy.
God dang, how many troopers do you need? I need trash can troopers.
I need green troopers. I need purple troopers. I need pink troopers.
I hope you're out there looking for those holiday troopers.
Exactly. I need Life Day troopers.
So far, the only one I want to get, I think, is the Phase 2.
Finn, I don't know about everyone else, but I can barely hear you.
Oh,
barely.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on.
All right.
I know why. Am I not in my right microphone? Oh.
I don't know. You sound like you're like at the end of a tunnel trying to like talk to us.
Really? You guys can't hear me?
Now we can.
Yeah.
It's better.
I would like
on my microphone. Nah, dude, but I want.
I
want more troopers. Do I sound okay?
You were fading for a second. I think you're okay now, but. But anyway, you have a trooper fetish apparently, fully disclosed on the Shutterbugs podcast. Now we know because you're crazy for them. But again, I do agree. Like I love all these troopers. They're not like the stars of the show for me right now.
No, me neither. But like they're the best. Like like when I see a group of troopers, I get just as excited as when I see like any returning character. Like when I saw Ahsoka, I was like,
you're
sick.
crazy.
And when I get to see all these new troopers, I'm like, sick.
Interesting.
You are.
There's something about that gorgeous armor for Finn.
I just really like the looks of them. I think they're really cool. Okay.
I personally thought that this episode, it wasn't like a letdown, but it felt like it was basically a filler quest. And you don't want to have like a filler quest like in between, especially when it's like the second to the last like episode. Like compare the second to the last episode of last season to this season.
Exactly.
Last season was way better because at the end you're like, yo, what's gonna happen? They killed Quill.
Yep.
They got
boy.
Yoda.
Yep.
Everybody's
sad,
like
bro.
pinned down.
Yep.
How they gonna escape from this situation? Like it had me at the edge of my seat. Whereas like this next week on Friday or wherever it's coming out, I really don't like. I won't say I don't care, but I'm not excited.
Well, yeah, I will say I definitely completely agree.
It doesn't
Like
set up anything.
exactly.
Set up
Like
anything.
last season, like we had like a 3-2 episode of like
Freaking-
plot of the last like couple episodes where we're like,
Yeah.
all right, this is where the
Last season was
story's
a
gonna
two-part
go.
finale.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was.
The last episode,
Exactly.
like,
And the
went right to the
cliffhanger
other
worked
one.
really well. Like we knew exactly what was gonna happen. And although like this is setting up the last episode, it doesn't feel like it's a part of it. Like like I definitely agree, it feels like a filler for whatever reason that they had to include because they like needed obviously to find like it
Drop
really.
one of those frog lady episodes.
I guess like
I would say it's better to fill up than the Frog Lady, even though
Well,
Frog
yeah.
Lady's best character in Star Wars history.
I also think
Not
there was more
really.
development for the character in this episode too.
well, I just for me,
yeah, you got that. Yeah, we
Yeah,
get more
for sure.
development in terms of
Yeah.
like we see how desperate Mando is getting to get Grogu. Like this
Yep.
man really cares about this child. Like it goes beyond more than just the mission itself,
Yep.
or even like sentimental value of like remembering of his past as being a youngling. But the fact that he went against everything that he believed
Yep.
to take off his helmet in front of the enemy
Yep.
and not like necessarily reveal himself, but just to be out in the open like that it made him vulnerable, you know. And then that's character development that we got from him and Mayfield.
Yep.
And I thought that was really good.
Yep.
But then overall though, did we really move the story any further?
Exactly.
Like,
I
we moved it,
Like,
mean,
it
now
felt-
we know where
it-
now they know where
it felt
Moff
like a-
Gideon is. So
yeah, it felt like a 4th and 1. You know,
Yep.
it felt like it was 4th and 1, and we went for it on 4th and 1, and we got it. But it ain't that great.
No, it was like
No,
a
it shouldn't be
5-yard gain. Like nothing happened.
Yeah,
Not even
5
5
yard.
yard. Just
It was
got
a-
it.
Yeah,
Baby.
exactly. Just got the 1 yard.
1 yard game. You know, we didn't get much out of it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, so everyone is excited and happy for you know the finale, but I'm ready for it. But at the same time, I'm just like, just let's just do this.
Well, for me, it felt like how are they? At least in my opinion, because again, feels like just it's going to be a 1 episode finale versus last season it was like kind of a 2-part. Like, how are they going to fit Mando getting Bo-Katan and like all of this fighting that we're expecting that's going to happen, like all of this crazy
In one
action?
episode.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't even know if she's gonna show up again. So-
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
I don't see this being like the best season finale because I feel like it's going to be too compressed and too tight, or they're just not going to fit everything in we want to because they can't in 1 episode. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like
Here's
I'm
my
actually
thing.
no idea.
Here's why I don't think that they're gonna. Here's why I don't think they're gonna win. Because this man has a whole Star Destroyer full of troopers, dark troopers. He has the dark saber, and this team is only full of 4 people. It was 5. Then Mayfield left, so now it's only 4. I don't trust 4 people to take down an entire ship. full of
Exactly. I mean, if we get the Mandalorians, I trust then the whole team because we'll have 3 Night Owls and then we'll
people.
have
Still only like what 7?
dude,
You're
I think
forgetting one major thing. Remember, they took a ship.
yeah, exactly.
That is
The
true.
Night Owls were able to take a ship.
They
We're
took
gonna-
a ship.
I think just Mando, Boba, and the Night Owls would be able to take that freaking start. Like, we'll see some good stuff happening, I think, from all characters. And again, that's assuming we even get them in this last episode.
Exactly. They might not even show
I'm
up.
surprised they don't just call the Republic and just let them know.
Well, exactly. That, too. Yeah,
The
again.
Republic might take Baby Yoda too. They might. Like,
Yeah,
send him.
the New Republic isn't the greatest. They're kind of in shambles.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they're kind of trappy too.
Which was, again, this was
Frog
something...
Lady episode once again.
Yep, I was gonna say, like, I think that was a really cool thing the episode touched on, because I know for a lot of people, obviously you watch the 7th episode and you're like, what happened between this huge celebration in episode 6 and the 7th episode where the Empire or the First Order comes back, like, and we get to see during the Mandalorian and obviously during some other comics and shows and such that obviously the New Republic is weak because like they really aren't like governing, like they're trying but they're not governing well, so this is giving rise to obviously the First Order / Empire to come back. Like this, the New Republic is attempting to have like some sort form of stable government, but it's really failing. And also kind of something I forgot about as well, but if we we see in the First Order, in the 7th movie, the First Order isn't like the Empire is in the 4th movie. They're kind of like this rogue military-esque organization that the Resistance is fighting. But I mean, they destroy the New Republic, which is fully functioning, although obviously it gave rise to the First Order. But like the First Order is not the size of the Empire where they're controlling government. The First Order is able to wipe out the government, but like they don't have their hands in the government like Emperor Palpatine did, who was obviously staging it for so long. So it's kind of nice to like see that the First Order wasn't just like the Empire where it just arose out of nowhere. and the Republic was strong, and then somehow they came back. Like, we get to see, oh, Republic's not strong, it's weak, they don't have like
the
a good
Republic's
form
not
of
strong,
government. Yeah,
especially
exactly.
with Leia, because I think Bloodline touched on this, which is a book, which is really good. But so like people found out that Leia is the daughter of Vader, and like her stock value dropped after that. They're like, how can we trust you when you're the daughter of the man who blew up your planet and crippled the Republic?
Yeah.
Like, you can't really trust you to lead this when your father is evil. And then she tries to like explain herself, like, no, my dad became good. Like, well, there's no proof of that. Like, last thing you know about him.
There's no proof. He did.
Yeah.
And it doesn't absolve him for all the sins. He killed kids.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of kids. Anyways, good episode. Yes. I am leaving soon, so we can get into these reveals.
Yes, sir.
I do. Do we have a list of the reveals, Aiden? Or
yes, I'm about to screen share right now for you guys.
Okay, yeah, do the list of reveals, but yeah.
All right,
let's go through Star Wars stuff.
Like, let's get your quick thoughts on them, Finn, before you go.
I would love that, Brian.
We'll try to we'll go through this quickly.
Oh, yeah, 5 minutes. We got time.
Share this. All right.
We can bust it. Like,
whoa,
Aiden's studio.
Do this.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. We're trying to get
Aiden's a boss.
Sophisticated technology.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Trying to get this all.
Just the Lucasfilm logo.
So we got, first of all, the Rogue Squadron movie.
Yeah.
Rogue Squadron's the first movie that's coming out.
I'm excited for this.
Yes.
But we don't know when it takes place. That's my problem. Like, I want to know when it takes place.
We don't know much about it, just besides she's this
Jenkins,
director, Patty Jenkins
is cool.
Exactly. She's wanted to make a pilot movie her whole life, so like it's obviously going to be kind of like a how you'd see a military pilot movie. I feel like is what we're going to kind of see out of a Rebellion pilot movie. I'd assume it's Rebellion, could be
Red Tails, but Star Wars.
Exactly, something like that.
I want a Top Gun type of movie.
Yeah, I want all the volleyball.
Where there's like hilarity and it's just like, a lot of like macho-ness going on and shit. I want that.
I kind of want to be like really serious, like Rogue One was. Like get into like the thought of war.
Rogue One, like Rogue One, but with like
that's not hard to do. So
Yeah.
Rogue One is really good, but like Rogue One with like likable characters, I think it's like the cheat code for this.
With more known characters, not known characters, but I hope they get more development because we don't know too much about a lot of those characters.
Yeah, exactly. So
but
excited for this.
With one of these shows.
Taika Waititi.
Easily my most. Well, yeah, we have the Taika Waititi film, and then we obviously
we know even less about that than we do Rogue Squadron. It has a title.
Yep, exactly, which is crazy. I'm just this is my most excited. Like I am head over heels for this show. Like
really? I'm excited for this, but I don't know. I feel like some tomfoolery might happen.
It's probably my top two most excited for. This and Visions, I think, are my two most hyped things.
This has to be number. I'm so excited to see like Obi-Wan in the sand dunes for like literally so long, just scrapping and like trying to survive, and like how he watches over Luke, how he comes close to being discovered by the Empire, Vader during this time.
Dude, I'm excited to see Hayden Christensen get a chance with actual dialogue, like good dialogue. I think
I don't think he's gonna be. I think he's just gonna be the guy in the suit. That's what I kind of.
Yeah, I just think it's gonna be James. I mean, I will say I definitely see us getting some flashbacks with Hayden Christensen.
Flashbacks.
I think flashbacks or
Hayden
like.
Christensen looks older now than he did in episode 3. So that's
well, I think they'll be
like. If we get stuff where it's like in Rebels, whenever they like cut open his face and you get like some dialogue, or if it's like his voice like haunting him, like they can find a lot of ways to bring him in.
Oh, yeah.
I just I feel so bad. That's like the thing I feel the worst about the prequels. It's like wasn't the greatest actor ever, but he was really trying, and the dialogue was just so bad.
Yeah.
And we talked about this last I've thought about it since we had this discussion, Brian, but people were saying like, well, Ewan McGregor had the same type of dialogue, but he was great. And I was like, I think the difference what I've been thinking about is that it's like Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen got two different types of dialogue, where Ewan McGregor could have like the fun, kind of like lighthearted, like jokey, upbeat dialogue. Hayden Christensen had to like make all the romance dialogue work, which was by far the worst part of the whole movie.
But I would also say that Ewan McGregor is just a better actor than Hayden.
He is a better actor, but I don't think the margin was that. Like, I don't think it was like if Hayden Christensen was just a 10 times better actor that he would have. Like, I think if Ewan McGregor had the same lines, I think it would have been terrible too.
Did you imagine him saying some of those lines in episode 2?
I hate sand.
It's because I'm just so in love with you. Up, Hayden. But he didn't really get a chance, I feel like. So I'm really excited. Like, could you imagine, like, for like 15 years, everyone being like, yo, you were one of the worst parts of those movies, like to your face. Oh,
Well,
that must
yeah.
hurt your feelings, bro. I'd feel so
Yeah,
bad.
but I think a lot of people are now kind of just like, he did his job. He
Well,
did do a
exactly.
great
I think
job
the
at
hate
his
for the
job.
prequels died down when the sequels were
It's-
created.
I think it died down before then. I think it died
Yeah, I
down
think so
with
too.
like
True.
Clone Wars.
It
And
died
then,
down when people our age got a little bit older.
Yeah.
Yeah, Clone
Yep.
Wars, and then by the time the Disney buyout happened, the last movie was what, 7 years ago? Like 2012 is when Disney bought it. So 7 years is a lot of time to change people's opinions.
Yeah.
Plus, a great TV show came out to really help change your opinion of it.
Also,
Yep.
like we said about the sequels too, like in 5 to 7 years, everyone's gonna be like, dude, the sequels were mostly so good. Like,
Yeah.
we love
The
those
people will be
movies.
like,
Yeah.
they weren't great, but I accept them as part of the franchise. Like, I don't
Exactly.
think a lot of people are like a lot of people
Dude.
aren't like the prequels are good movies. I don't think a lot of people can say that they're good
Yeah.
movies.
No.
They're just
Yeah.
Also,
like
they had Clone
they're
Wars.
part of
to
the
help.
franchise. So,
Yeah.
I think I saw a tweet where they said something like, they said what was it? There's a little bit. Now keep going. I'm gonna think about the quote.
All right.
I'll-
One thing I want to
saw
touch
a
on.
tweet, and it was like Clone Wars like a central like malware or something to like the programming that is the prequels. I was like, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So I had
Very good point.
that.
Again, one last thing to touch on in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I would be so happy. I don't know if I see it happening. I don't know if I really want it in this show, but I'd be really
What about
excited
Mace?
to see some like Vader like action.
Oh.
Like to see him on planets doing some really brutal stuff we see from
Yeah,
the
we get some like
comics.
Vader down type
Exactly.
stuff.
I'll
Dude,
be
that's
fine
one of
with
the
Vader
best.
coming back. What I hope doesn't happen. I really hope we do not see Maul in this show.
I hope so too. I agree.
If he shows up, that completely ruins their moment in Rebels, and it makes it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It wouldn't
Yep.
make any sense.
I agree.
Yeah, because Maul does not know where Obi-Wan is when they meet. He's like,
Yep.
"Why are you here?" If they meet before, they're like, "Oh yeah, I fought you last time, like 2 weeks ago."
Dude, if we
Yeah.
got some Vader down type stuff, where that's one of the best Vader lines ever, where he's like, "All I'm surrounded by is
just dead men in
something."
fear or something
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
it was
so
like
great.
something
Yeah.
in Dead Men or whatever. That is so
Yeah,
hard.
it's
Okay, I
fear
found
and
the
dead men. He just
yeah,
pulls
I
their
found the,
pins. Vader is so
I
good.
found the tweet. The tweet was the sequels have some bad parts. The prequels have some good parts. Like that was their summary of it. And I'm like, that's facts. Like the sequels are really good, but have some stuff that brings it down. But the prequels are like mostly bad that have some stuff that like lifts it up. And I'm like, that's in my opinion true. Like,
Yeah, the prequels have a better story, but I would say everything else the sequels.
I don't even know about that though, because there's no real story for the prequels either. It's
What?
literally just like
What?
Anakin becomes evil.
The whole rise of Palpatine over 3 movies?
That's not
There's
much of
a
like
lot.
that's not much of like a story that
It's the
there's no,
biggest
like,
cap
hero's
I've ever
journey
heard. Come on
in the
now.
prequels. There's no like, you know what I'm saying? There's no like classical elements of like a story. It's more just
What?
like, oh, this is how the bad thing happened. Like that was basically it.
This
Which
is
is
how
fine.
the bad thing happened.
Like this is how Anakin turned evil. And by the way, it's only gonna happen in like one movie.
Just because we know
Yeah,
the end of the story
talked to
doesn't mean
Alex
it's not
about
a
that.
good story. I
The
mean,
first 2 of the prequels aren't really needed. Like episode 1 and
trash,
2
dude.
are needed. Episode 3 is like
the
definitely.
freaking the whole prequel trilogy should have been set in the time period of episode 3. That's what should have happened.
Yeah.
We should
That
not
would've
get
been kinda
anything
cool.
else.
But then
That
we
would've
don't
been
get
cool.
Clone Wars.
that would have been cool. Yeah, I do. I mean, yeah, I don't know. But anyway, point being, we'll keep going with reveals real quick. Excited about this show. Next show, I know Brian's geeking over. I'm geeking over it as well.
I'm hesitantly geeking.
Well, yeah,
Until-
I
don't
wish
know
it was
anything.
animated so badly. Like,
Yeah, I wish, especially if it's the quest for Ezra, I would much
Exactly.
rather that be animation.
We
'cause it
know, I mean,
started in animation.
this logo literally almost confirms it because this is the world between
the world
worlds.
between worlds.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like, this
Ugh.
is gonna be the quest for Ezra. Oh,
Why
Finn.
do we want to see Ezra? Why?
Because
What
he's an
is Ezra-
awesome character.
How
He's a
is he
cool
awesome
character.
character?
He has
What is
great
one
character
trait of
development.
Ezra's character. What is one trait he has besides not knowing if he's good or evil? What is one character trait
Well,
he has?
he finds that out later. So
What is one character trait he has?
he cares for his people. He cares for his friends and his family. And
Exactly.
He finds his friends.
He starts as an
become
alone,
friends.
like,
That's
street
not-
rat
that's
who
not
doesn't
really-
care about anyone and
I think
looks out
that's
for
pretty
himself
important.
and ends up making the sacrifice
No.
play years later to save everyone and take out
And
the
the
most
way-
dangerous
exactly.
admiral of the Empire.
He's great. Ezra's
No.
a great character. The way he
Exactly.
grows in Rebels is fantastic.
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Nice haircut.
Becomes a very
Yeah.
powerful Jedi near the end of
That's
it.
not a character trait. That's not what I'm talking about. He has no
does
personality
grow?
at all. He likes his
His-
friends. That is the only thing he does. That is the only
He,
personality
he
trait
can
has.
reach
I
out
would
through
say
the
that.
living
He
force
also
to
has a
communicate
sense of,
with other
when to
species.
belong.
He's
He
so
isn't great with letting things go. Like even at the end of was it season 3, 4 when he when the emperor was like, "Hey, I could bring your parents back," and he goes,
yeah. I think it's
"That would be great."
3 or
but
4.
I can't do that. I can't do that. That's
Exactly.
a great moment.
He is literally just whatever the writers need him to be in the moment. That's
Lies.
Isn't that every
These are-
character
Damn.
These are
ever
lies.
No, not
That's
true,
every
Bryan.
character
No.
ever written.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
because he's inconsistent with what he would do. Because he would.
That's
say
not
something like that,
true. He's not inconsistent. He grows as a character from the first season to the last one.
He never
sticks
goes
with it.
back to like we should bring them back. After he learns that you have to let things go, he never goes back and like, well, maybe we could like do this to bring. After Kane is
Exactly.
gone and he learns that let's say he can't bring him back, he never ever tries to bring him back again.
Bro, that happens in like 3 episodes before the finale.
Bro, I can't even listen to Finn right now, I swear.
How? Why not?
Let's
You're making fire
keep moving
points.
on with the movies. The show.
Yes,
Just keep
good
moving
point,
on.
yes.
Okay, I've got to go in a second. So let's get to. Can we just skip to Visions real quick?
No, let's get him out of here. Let's get him out of here. He's doing that shit with Rebels. Kick
Okay.
him out.
We'll go to Visions real quick.
Let's go to
So,
Visions real quick, because this is
there
what
we
I
go.
am so hyped about. Oh man! So anthology, 10 different stories from leading Japanese anime studios, bro. I have wanted Star Wars anime since I was a young Padawan. And when I saw that they did Marvel anime, you know what I mean, which it wasn't the greatest, but when I saw that they did stuff like that, I'm like, oh, that's cool. Can we get like Star Wars anime? Like, imagine a lightsaber fight
Oh,
from like
yes.
Studio Bones, or like oh my gosh, dude! Like I want this so bad, and I hope it's more like Animatrix and less like what's that one Star Wars short thing they did?
Forces of Destiny,
Yeah, I
which
hope
Yeah,
it's
I
much
thought
like
was
that.
quite enjoyable.
Ooh, I thought you was about to say Galaxy of Adventures. I'm about to say don't.
Oh, those
don't
are
you dare
great.
come for them.
Never
yeah,
Don't you dare.
Galaxy's
Never
Adventures
saw
are
it.
fire.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
What?
never saw
Never
it.
seen Galaxy of Adventures.
Finn!
Finn's a fake Star Wars fan. No, I'm kidding.
Go
Facts.
to YouTube, whatever after you're done doing whatever you're doing, and just
Yeah,
watch
just
a
look at
few
Galaxy
of them.
Adventures. They're
I'll
really
watch-
Just
cool
watch a
shorts.
few of them.
I
And
just
they're
want
short.
this to be like what I'm most excited about this is that it's going to be hopefully it'll be a bunch of different like short stories or bite like 20 minutes, whatever, less than that. Yeah, like 20-minute episode, like animated short films, but like all in a different style. So it doesn't have to just be like, oh,
Yeah,
basic
yeah.
anime. Like
Animation.
I would love to
Yeah.
see these different.
I like that.
I would love for Disney to just be like, yo, run wild. Like make this look however you want, as long as it like adheres to these like story elements. Like just make it look crazy. Because bro, we have seen some insane. Like if we got like the people behind Hunter x Hunter, or if we got people behind My Hero, or like Dragon Ball, like we got some of that stuff. Like some of that
I don't want
type
Dragon
of
Ball, but
I
yeah.
don't want
current Dragon Ball looks amazing. The end of Super looked absolutely
I'm not
beautiful.
saying that. I mean, like Dragon Ball in its style itself, I cannot see it.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm
translating
saying
to-
like with those types of like fighting
The
animation
studio
and stuff.
itself?
Like yeah,
Yeah,
that studio. I don't need it to be like Akira Toriyama, but like
I
I
just
want,
hope
like,
like,
those
I'm excited for
studios.
this, but I like this is probably just me. I hope it doesn't fall into the same trappings of Star Wars Clone Wars, where it's just like super hyper realized, like super hyper like movement to the point you're kind of like, is this even like Star Wars? Are you trying to fix something?
like the animated version, the
something into-
cartoon one,
yeah.
right?
I love that though, but I
liked
want
it,
I
though,
want more
yeah.
stuff like that, because it's like that's not like we're going back to just be like, yo, this has to be exactly like it's finally a chance for a creator to do something completely different with the property, to like make it look completely unique and as stylized as they want. Like I live
I'm
for
good with
that.
that.
It's so interesting.
But like, I don't want like like in My Hero when he fights when Deku fights an Overhaul and like those
Ooh,
purple
yes.
and orange fish show up in the sky. I don't need like 1,000 like lightsabers showing up in the sky for one final strike. That would be like jarring.
But why not?
That'd be kind of sick.
Because it's not in universe.
why
Like,
not?
that won't happen.
That sounds kind
But
of
we're saying, but this is like this is I don't know. Okay, I'm just saying.
Final
if-
strike.
You're changing
We
Star
get something
Wars to like
super-
want to watch something
No,
in
but
a
it's
form.
like it's like short films. Like this is not like we're gonna be saying these are. I don't even know if they're all good. They don't all have to be canon or whatever. But I
They're
would
all
love,
canon.
Yeah, they have to be canon. Star Wars is
and make them
canon.
canon and make them super stylized. Give me all the giant Kamehameha wave
Oh
lightsaber
my
fights, whatever,
gosh.
bro. I want it
Now-
all. I want all the
Like-
anime.
fake
like,
Star Wars
I'm
fan.
fine with you like
Aiden, bro,
tweaking
you're
things
such
like how
a
Rebels
freaking
has thin
elitist.
sabers. Rebels has thin sabers. That's fine. But I'm not like you don't see like Darth
Imagine,
Vader
like,
grow,
anime-
like 50 feet. for, like, a visual
Exactly.
effect.
Imagine like
That doesn't
Luke
happen.
Skywalker as like an anime character. That will be the greatest thing I've ever seen. A Darth Vader, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. I need this.
That was Galaxy of Adventure.
Yeah,
watch
I
it,
think
bro.
Galaxy of Adventures did it like
literally explaining
This is
Galaxy.
literally
Exactly.
just Galaxy of Adventure
Exactly.
Because it
meets
was perfect.
Forces of Destiny.
How long ago
Exactly.
did this come out?
like it comes out
It was
It was
often.
during
Like
the
these are
sequels.
still
It was
coming
during
out.
the
Yeah,
sequels.
I think they still
Yeah,
make
I might
some
have seen a
Disney
couple of
thing.
those.
It's Disney.
I might have
made.
seen a few. Okay. Thank you guys for having me as always. It's been a pleasure. I'm just so happy to be here with my co-host and my boys, Bryan and
Fair,
Gary.
we disagree, but I still love you.
I love you too, buddy. Love you all. Thank you guys for having me. Have fun, guys. Great episode. See y'all later.
Can't wait for the finale, though. All right,
It's
let's
kind of
go
funny.
back to these other
I got a
shows.
Death Trooper in my hand right now.
Can't wait.
What did we pass up though to talk to Visions? To talk about Visions.
All right. First of all, Rangers of
Andor.
the New Republic. That's the first one
All
that we
right.
passed up
So
on.
Right,
all we
Power
really
Rangers
know
of the
about
New
this
Republic.
is what's her name? Yeah, Power Rangers of the New Republic. Go New Republic. But we know that Gina Carano is going to be on this, and that's really all we know.
Fuck. I mean, yay.
Oh my god. I mean, I'm not like I don't really care what Gina Carano does outside of set. I don't care. She can do whatever she wants. I'm just not a fan of the character of Cara Dune. Like, she's just there. Like, I don't need a whole show about her. Honestly, I'm kind of fine. Like,
now.
I'm kind of just fine with the one appearance we get per season of her. I don't need her showing up like multiple times throughout a show.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think like she was introduced on Mando. I honestly think she should stay a friend of the Mandalorian of Din Djarin, and I don't need another like whole show with her in it if she's gonna probably like, again, like Finn said, I kind of want Mando to like have like some sort of crew. Like, I like him on Lone Adventures, don't get me wrong. I think it's a really cool like man and baby against the world type of vibe, but like I do want some like reoccurring cast that's new that like comes back, and we've been seeing
that with Cara and Grief. Like, we kind of get that.
Well, exactly. And I think that's perfect, but I don't think Cara should like have again another show and then still be on that. Like, we need to see something happen where obviously they separate, or like I don't even need her in this show, even though I'm not completely against
I
it.
don't think she can. I just don't think she can hold the show by herself.
I don't think she's supposed to. The show is called Rangers, not Cara Dune.
Even then,
that's true.
Like, but then she'll be the leader, right?
I mean,
she's gonna be.
I just know she's
she'll be
on
the most
cash sheet.
familiar
That's all I
face.
know.
well, she could be like
Most familiar face.
we could be following every episode like a different ranger around the New Republic.
hope
Like, that'd
so.
be cool. Like, I definitely would like that versus just a Cara Dune central story, like 10 times out of, like, I would completely love that. I hope it's not Cara Dune central. If it is, I mean, I'll still watch, obviously. Like, I'm not going to hate it. I do agree, though, with Gary that I don't think Cara Dune or Carano can, like, carry a full series by themselves or by herself.
She's not even an actor.
Exactly. Exactly.
I wouldn't go that far. She does act.
She's not, I mean, I definitely agree with Gary, but I'm hoping they do something very tasteful with this, with like a new style of shooting where, again, like they do a ranger, a ranger's perspective every episode
really
or something.
Excited. Well, one thing I hope happens with this show, if you like use it, because we have Moff Gideon, he is a new character, you can use this show to like bring in some other characters.
Yep.
Like how Mandalorian did.
Well, and
something you could have her show up because she was with the Empire. You could have Iden Versio show up because she's with the New Republic at this point.
Yep.
So
and I think too,
pull from the canon. Pull from it.
I think we'll see for sure the rise of the Empire, or I mean the First Order in some fashion, like hints of it in this show. Because this is focusing strictly on the New Republic and its officers. We're definitely gonna see like some sort of I guess, I don't even know what to call it, butting heads, I guess, of the New Republic and the rising Empire / First Order again, and like how that kind of stems and creates, and like how the New Republic's really not governing well, and how it's weak, and like how the First Order will rise.
Yeah, and another thing, apparently this, Rangers of the New Republic, Mandalorian Season 3, and Ahsoka are supposed to like cross over for like a big event in Mando Season 3.
God, this is what I did not want to happen.
Some Arrowverse type of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's too
It's
soon
all coming
for that
together.
type of stuff.
So maybe so that's why I kind of feel like the big like let's take down Gideon will happen in Season 3. They're just getting everybody together for that.
I definitely could see that happening. I definitely agree though with Gary. I think like first of all, I think Star Wars is getting way too big of a head from the Mandalorian hype that they think they can like do this crossover between 3 shows, and like they're betting all their chips on this. And although I think it'll be great, I think Dave Filoni will have his hand in some of these and they'll turn out good. I don't think they should. I think they're just getting too carried away with like quantity over quality right now, and like releasing so much stuff to like get the hype train out.
The quality of these
no,
shows
we don't, and I don't think it will go that far down, but I think like them planning already a crossover between 3 shows and like getting out ahead of themselves so far is probably going to do more harm than good at this point. I think they're going to probably trip up over their feet more times now because they're so like widespread over all these shows. And again, I'm a huge Star Wars fan. I want to see every single one of these shows. I'm hyped for every single one of them, but I think that this is a little bit risky on Lucasfilm and Disney's behalf to like
Yeah, but
really
if you
do.
miss like what 1 or 2 shows of everything they're announced, I think you're fine. Even though
Yeah.
most Star Wars fans will act like the world's ending.
Exactly.
But I think you'll be fine if 2 of these shows don't hit and the other ones do.
Yeah.
Especially because Dave Filoni is going to have a huge hand in the Ahsoka show, as he should.
Yep.
And if it keeps up with Dave Filoni's track record, it's going to be a banger.
Yep. I do agree. I wish it was animated just because, like, I want the classic Ahsoka voice and classic Ahsoka action we're used to seeing in Rebels and Clone Wars. Again, I am not...
Yeah, I want to ask you about that now. Now that Ahsoka is live action, do you think they're going to do, like... Because, you know, like, whenever they bring live action characters into animation, they use the original actor's voice. Do
Yeah.
you think now they'll be like, well, Ahsoka's live action, and more people know Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka? So we'll just
I
have her do
hope
the
they do not
voice.
replace her
I
voice.
hope not. Ashley
Yeah.
Eckstein is great.
I'd
She
be
is still
I'd be upset.
the Ahsoka voice I hear whenever I think of her.
Well, literally, when I was watching that Mandalorian episode, I forget which one it was, like the number. I think it was like 2 episodes ago. But every time Rosario Dawson talked, I like translated it in my head to I forget what her voice actress is.
Ashley Eckstein?
Yeah, Ashley's voice. Like I could hear like her. Don't get me wrong, Rosario did like a great job of like mimicking the way Ahsoka talks. But like every time I heard
tried
it,
to do the mannerisms of Ashley Eckstein's voice, but
Exactly.
she ain't Ashley Eckstein.
well, exactly, and like I heard Ashley's like voice, like I was like translating, like that's how she would have sounded stuff. And so I really don't hope. Like I'm hoping if we get anything animated with Ahsoka, they keep Ashley's voice because I do not want Rosario going to like animation. I'd hate it.
Damn.
Yeah. Okay.
That's how you really
Yeah,
feel.
that makes sense.
Exactly. So all right, Lando and Andor. We'll tackle 2 here.
I am so excited for Andor. I know a lot of people were like, why are we getting a show for Andor? He didn't really do anything, or they find him boring. Look, this man can be and is, if you read Catalyst in another book that he's in, I forgot the other name of it. He is an interesting character.
Exactly.
Especially if you delve into what I really hope, which I wish they would have delved into, which I kind of hinted at in Rogue One, when he said he was born into this fight. His parents were separatists, which means they were like they knew there was some stank on the Republic before they became the Empire anyway. So they were like, well, we're gonna leave that. And then they were right, technically, because the Republic becomes the Empire.
Yep.
So he could be like, I always knew that the Empire was messed up. I knew that the Empire has been a part of the Republic for before y'all knew. I always do. My parents
It is
knew.
kind of crazy to like think about that though. Like the separatists are basically like the rebels if you like really think about like what happens, because technically the Republic wins the war and turns into the Empire, and the separatists were fighting the rebels / like stormtrooper clones, and like then rebels become like fighting the Empire for freedom, which is, I mean, we get some great episodes in Clone Wars that talk about the separatists believe they're doing that too. Like they're trying to fight for freedom. They just have Count Dooku as their leader because he's like, he has to fund their fight so they can actually have a chance at winning. And like, it's just so funny. Like I didn't even think about that until you said it, Bryan, and maybe people disagree, but I definitely think like that's kind of like the connection between the two sides. And like Andor could definitely, Finn does not excited for this at all, but I honestly think I'm really excited to see it just because it'll
I'm
be really
excited
cool.
about this.
Like he's a great character, so this will be awesome. Lando, I'm super excited about.
Yep. That's
Especially-
a special, though, not a whole show, right?
I'm not excited for that.
Really, I'm excited for if Daniel Glover reprises his role and we get
If
young
Donald
Lando.
Glover comes back, it's
Yeah.
the only way I'll be excited. I don't need Billy D. Williams walking around with a cane. I don't need that. No disrespect to Billy D. Williams.
Well, like
who's
I'm
also
okay if like Billy D
Skywalker.
makes appearances in like flash forwards or like some some form of it, something like, or at the very end of the series whenever that happens. But I want Donald Glover like for the majority of the series, at least
I
almost all
wouldn't
of it.
mind like voiceovers from Billy D. Williams. Like, this is one story I had, and this
Well,
is how
yeah,
it happened.
exactly.
And it flashes back.
Yeah, exactly. Or like he's telling a story to someone, like his kid, something where he's like, this is when I was a young, like, rebel, or not rebel, like smuggler or
Back in
whatever.
my younger days, I
Exactly.
used to
So
do this.
I wouldn't mind it.
This is how young people talk about old people. Okay, no. No. I don't want Billy D. Williams. doing any reprisals of Lando. Like I think that his time was the sequels, and it made sense because that's his age right now. And Donald Glover, I would love to see reprise his role as Lando again, but
He busy. That's why I don't think he's coming back.
that's another thing. The dude's mad busy, and then on top of that, it just feels like I feel like they will have to add new stuff to make Lando more interesting because like he was already cool in the originals, but we never knew too much. And then Solo came out, but then Solo really didn't give us much neither. So I'm like, all right, so we're gonna have like a special with Lando talking about new adventures, about like it'll make him be like a fresh new character to me, and I really don't care at this point. It's kind of like too late.
Yeah, I definitely.
For me,
show,
it feels like it's too late.
If it's a show, there's no way Donald Glover's coming back. But if it's like a 3-part miniseries, then he might come back.
That's true.
And then like I'm thinking about did the Lando comic book even do well? Because I didn't even read that shit.
I didn't read it, so I don't know. I forgot that came out.
Yeah.
I had the first issue, never read it.
If it's in the Leia comic, it should be. It might have some interesting stuff in it, but it's probably just gonna be an overall okay comic.
Yeah. But anyway, we got our opinions on that. Now, I think this is probably second or third of my favorite and most excited about shows. But the Acolyte, I am super excited about because I really like High Republic, Old Republic type of like before prequel stuff.
You have the Bad Batch logo on the screen right
Well, the Acolyte's right above it. It's right
we were
here.
talking about Bad Batch.
No, Bad Batch is next. I don't know. There's no image for the Acolyte,
Bad
obviously.
Batch is gonna be so freaking sick. That's all I know.
That's the disrespectful. The Acolyte, I'm really excited for that show.
Yeah, I'm really
That's
excited.
out there. I'm
Yep.
sorry, but I'm excited for it.
Yep, same.
Because it gives people what they want. People have always wanted, like, well, where's the Old Republic stuff? He's kind of like, we'll give you, like, our version of the Old Republic. So,
Yeah, exactly.
200 years for episode 1. It gives people the Sith show that they've always wanted.
Yeah.
So, you're getting some great stuff in there. And plus, if you want to know more, before the Acolyte comes out, there are books and comics that are going to be coming out about the High Republic.
Don't fucking read. Well, anyways,
And that might make sense because they pushed back the High Republic stuff like multiple times. People are like, why do you keep pushing it back? This is probably why. Could coincide with the Acolyte.
That's true. That's a good point. But anyway, Gary, unless you want to talk about the Acolyte some more, we can move into Bad Batch talk real quick.
oh yeah, let's talk about some Bad Batch.
All right, the Bad Batch. We got a sizzle reel of it. Also, I assume you guys watched. How are you feeling about this?
This is one of those things where you're kind of like, I'm excited, but I'm not like overly excited because you already know what you're gonna get. Star Wars animation, Dave Filoni, Clone Wars style. It's gonna be fire. We all know this. It's like I just wanted to be here because I already know it's gonna be good. So I don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what it is. I already know what's gonna be. I already know it's gonna be great. So I'm just waiting for it now.
Yep, very true. I'm super excited. Yeah. For fuck's sake. All right, guys. I know you heard that, so I forgot about that. That we're on air, but we're having some technical difficulties. Luckily, I say this show's not for kids, so we'll be back momentarily. The program we're using has time limits. Obviously, it's Zoom, so it's quite difficult. I don't have any jokes to tell or anything to keep us going. Zoom doesn't want us to be great. That's what Bryan just said. Oh my god, this is just too funny.
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right.
All right, we're just waiting on Gary to get back here, and then we'll keep talking. But that was so funny; it just keeps kicking us out. But anyway, Bad Batch talk though. I am definitely super excited about the Bad Batch. I think it's gonna be a great show.
Yeah, it's gonna be fire.
Exactly, we're gonna get some really good stuff.
So I was talking to my sister about this. Do you think this is the show that explains how Rex, Wolf, and Gregor met up during?
Ooh, that's a good point. Cause like, aren't the Bad Batch like not deformed, but like I don't even know what to call it. You know what I mean? Like they're the what do you call them? They're like the failed, I guess, attempts at cloning. Like they have.
They were clones that were messed up, but they have like whatchamacallums added in, like they're genetically modified.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I don't know if their like chips are gonna work the same. So maybe they also survive Order 66, and like we also like lead into them and Rex and Wolf and like Gregor like going on the hunt for more clones, and like that's how we get that crew. And like I don't know, like we don't know what we're gonna expect. We just know we're gonna see some really cool action from these guys in the Clone Wars style, which is super cool.
All I know is that this
my God.
is about to have himself a payday, bro. He's voicing all of these characters.
Seriously.
I was sitting there talking
No.
the entire time. And then I was like, man, these guys really listen to me right now. Nobody's saying anything. And I look down. I'm like, so what do you guys think? And it was just like crickets. I reach in my
Zoom
phone.
was like, we don't care what you think.
Zoom said, thank you for choosing Zoom.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Dang, dude. All I was saying is basically I'm excited just simply because we are getting toys that I literally asked for when I first saw them appear, their first appearance on the final season. And that's it. Like now I gotta buy some clankers because I don't have any battle
We need
droids
those
whatsoever.
made, bro. We need.
See, I have
droids
one
made.
and I need more. Like, I love all the designs of them, but they stand horribly. So, like, I need at least two more. So I have 3, and, like, that's all I need for shots.
I'm about to
Need
get.
those
I'm about to
rolling
get.
droids that we never
I'm
got.
gonna get
Droidicas,
8
yeah.
of them. I'm gonna get 8 of them.
Vulture
I'm gonna get 8 of
droids.
them. I'm gonna get 2 super battle droids if they ever do super battle droids.
Yep.
Those are coming, bro. Those have to.
They have to be. Oh, yeah.
I gotta get them because
Yep.
otherwise, how I'm gonna shoot these guys? Just them in the jungle all day?
That's
Yeah.
right. Have them crossing Cody. Cody's like, hey, you with the
I
Empire
can see.
now.
You know who I
Like,
can see film shooting these figures? So I can see Alex shooting these guys.
Oh, yeah.
a lot.
Oh, I know
That's
Alex
just
will be getting this.
Watch
For
it
sure.
season 7 by the time the show comes out.
Because that's Alex's wheelhouse right there.
Yeah.
Like, military, thoughtful.
Yeah.
Man, you just lost a lot of people.
Yep. Soldiers,
Think about
yeah.
all the death that we just went through.
Sounds like Alex's voice.
Alex is doing like short stuff now. Watch when we get like the big dude. His captures are gonna be brute, and that's all it's gonna be.
Caption is brute. It's just him just flexing.
Like a paragraph. He's like, yeah, I finally have these cool figures. I wasn't really a big fan of Clone Wars season 7, but I'm glad we have these figures. What do you guys think about the shot down below in the comments?
Oh,
Others.
that's so good. But I think we're all excited about this for sure. Like, I think we can definitely say that.
Batch.
Last couple things is apparently there's a droid story coming out, and then Lucasfilm had some other movies coming out that weren't Star Wars related.
I don't give a shit about.
The
I
droid
feel
story
like the
I'm
Droid
not
story
looking
is,
forward
like,
to that much at
kids
all.
Stuff. I think Joy Story is going to be for kids. And
Yep.
there's like another thing I thought that was going to be for kids, but I don't remember the other thing.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm excited about everything we saw, for sure. Some stuff, obviously, a little less, but I think everything's going to be pretty good. And then we can get into our Mando Monday reveals that were revealed today.
Yeah.
There we go. Starting off strong with Bo-Katan.
Best reveal this show has had so far. If you know me, you know I love The Mandalorian, but it doesn't give me that urge to buy figures unless it's like a trooper.
See, Bryan, I am like insanely hyped. Like, I need this figure, but I think they did her dirty with some single jointed elbows here.
I don't think it's gonna be that
Black
bad.
Series. That's just Black Series, bro.
I know, but I
think it's gonna
wanted
be that
her
bad.
with double jointed elbows and great articulation and like. I'm so bummed. I hope they do like a
I mean,
Rebel /
if
Clone
she
Wars design where
moves
she's
as well as the
skinnier and can get
Stormtrooper,
that
I'll be
articulation. But I'm so bummed.
If she
They're trying to
moves well as the
prove.
Stormtrooper, we'll be good.
They're trying to prove that the Jaina Solo body is not that great, and that's a lie. That's a lie.
But
Jaina
Jaina
Solo
Solo has
body
elbows,
is
not
amazing.
double jointed elbows.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're trying to prove that like we don't have to go use that. Like that can't be everybody's go-to. Everyone can't have a Jaina Solo body, and I'm just like, true, but you can try.
Exactly.
They only use it once. They used it for Jaina, and then
Yeah, I
they used it
can
for
try.
Dr. Afra. They need to use that body more often.
Yeah, you can try.
Yeah, it's just, and I know like with that armor on her chest right around here, she's not gonna have a ton of crunch forward. So like again, I am so excited to have her in figure form, but this definitely bums me out that she's not gonna be moving that well.
Yeah,
Where's my new Stormtrooper at?
guess what?
Is this
though?
guy?
I'm buying this Bo-Katan, but I am not buying her for Mandalorian stuff. She's
Oh,
going
yeah.
to run in right with my Rebels because that isn't really her armor in Clone Wars. So she's going right with my Rebels team.
Yep, I completely agree. So Awesome reveal. Then we got our second release of a Death Trooper coming out, looking pretty snazzy. I'm excited about this.
The wrong team was listening to Bug's Army Builder wave. We thought it was the Marvel Legends team that was listening. It was the Star Wars Black Series team that was listening to that video.
This is literally an Army Builder wave for
Seriously.
Sure. That's the perfect part.
Exactly. I mean, this looks great. Nothing really new here, at least as far as I can tell. They even have the same stock gun color.
They don't give you new stuff aside for head paint, and that's really it.
I guess maybe the legs look a little different here than these do. I think there were shin guards that were above this last time. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't own those figures, so
I have one.
I'm a little disappointed with the Death Trooper simply because, like, in order, there's like two different Death Troopers that's technically that you can buy. You can buy the officer or the regular one.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can take the armor or all that stuff off the officer and make it a regular one. But the fact that they didn't make this an officer is kind of like, dang, man, that would have been nice because the officer, his stuff is really, really super soft. And I don't know, I don't mind it too much, but the armor around him is super soft. It's really perfect time.
See, Gary, this is where they get you. They will release the officer as another archive release.
Facts.
I mean, that'd be cool, but I'm just saying, like,
Twice.
Just get this shit out of the way. That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's too much common sense. You can't have common sense with these guys. You can't. But
common sense gets millions of dollars, Gary.
Yeah, I do like the fact that we're getting shore troopers. I don't have a single shore trooper because I was like not really trying to go out of my way to find them because I remember when it came out they were really difficult to find.
There we
go.
My stores had them. I just wasn't big into Star Wars collecting at that time. So now that
I'm surprised that they are doing an archive series of the Death Troopers simply because weren't they at Five Below not too long ago, last year?
Exactly.
For $5.
You know how Star Wars stuff
is. Many of them.
Yeah.
It'll be cheap for like a month. They'll show up somewhere and then they blow up in price.
Yep, that's Star Wars.
So I got a whole bunch of Death Troopers that I think I want to use like twice in the shot.
Yeah.
Or maybe just once.
Well, exactly.
I am a little nervous about this wave though because Black Series distribution is already suspect. So imagine what it's going to be when people are trying to buy multiples because they need to buy multiples of these characters.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it's going to be pretty chaotic, but
I feel like it'd be easier to get online.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, the pre-order's already up for this wave, in case no one knew.
Yeah, I haven't pre-ordered any of this stuff yet.
I'm going to pre-order, which we'll get to, but I'm going to pre-order
Wait, you didn't get Bo yet? I thought you pre-ordered Bo.
Nah.
Oh, no, Bo's not part of this wave.
No. No, I'm going to pre-order, though, the Tusken Raider. That's the only thing I need to pre-order.
I need him, too.
Yeah,
I need all of these.
I totally forgot about that guy.
Yeah, I need, again, going back up, we talked about the Death Trooper, we talked about the Shore Trooper, but we didn't talk about the Hover Tank, or the, I guess, Archive Tank Driver here.
Why would we? I only want those so they give us a 10.
I don't care for that guy.
Yeah, I don't care for this. I know Finn's going to be geeking and getting like 3 or 4 of these because it's Finn, but...
There's a Trooper, I need it!
Like, I may want one, but I don't even know if I need, like, I probably wouldn't even shoot it at all. So, like, there's really no point to that. And I already have 2 of these, so I'm chilling on this. I may get one more Death Trooper, but this is my main thing. Because these guys are, like, $70 a piece right now. They've come up multiple times in Mando. They're in the OG trilogy. They're in the prequels. I mean, we need Tusken Raiders. Or we've needed a release of Tusken Raiders that are, like, I guess more directly we can get, I guess you could say.
You know the crazy thing is? This is why Black Series is insane. Because they already re-released the Tusken Raiders in, what was it, the 40th anniversary line?
Oh, yeah.
I guess that was enough either for people.
This is the first 40th wave, and those are already skyrocketed. It's crazy.
I miss those. I never seen them on the shelves.
Yep, I've never either. Otherwise, I would have bought them. Like, it blows my mind. It's funny, like, when you compare it to other lines, like Legends never releases the same figure. Like, of course, they'll do different iterations of different costumes or suits, or sometimes a similar figure, like the new Rogue we got that's similar to the Juggernaut wave, but it's not the same figure. Where Black Series literally just releases the exact same figure, nothing changed but new paint, and sometimes very rarely,
shades are different.
Yeah, very rarely we got like maybe an accessory thrown in there we didn't get, or maybe like a different like articulation. Really always stays the same, honestly.
The Star fans are still gonna buy it no matter what.
Yeah, the Stormtrooper was the first like re-release we got that was different.
Like with Legends, like one release should be enough to satisfy everyone, and like prices will stay pretty down.
Yeah.
Black Series is like, one re-release wasn't enough. Dang, let's do it again. Oh, that wasn't enough? let's do it again. Like, how many times did they re-release the original Stormtrooper? They put on the orange packaging, the blue packaging, the vintage packaging. They did it. They did it in the red and black packaging after Force Awakens came out. They re-released that body 4 different times.
Yep.
And it was still hard to find those for good prices.
Yep, it's crazy, man. I mean, you can chalk it up to Star Wars fans being so different from everything else. You know, they're pretty crazy. Like the toy collection really started like I mean, if you go back and like look at Star Wars and like all of the people who basically have bought like everything since they were kids of Star Wars and kept in mint condition boxes. Like these are the kind of people that are just buying up everything that Black Series is releasing, and like that's why it's so much crazier than Legends, because Legends isn't.
These are the toys that made them.
Yeah, and the thing about Legends too is like Legends specifically also deals a lot with. They have movie lines, but they deal a lot with comic book characters. And although that has a great audience today in like modern day, I think like the traditional moviegoer Star Wars fans are like, that's why the Black Series is being eaten up a lot more, is because not everyone reads Marvel comics, but a lot of people have a huge connection or any connection to Star Wars. So I think that's why.
The weird thing about Star Wars is even like, I remember when Rex came out, I was like, all right, look, how many people have really watched Clone Wars? I'll be able to get Rex at a good price. She's like $100 now.
Yep, exactly. I mean, that is a good point too.
Androids are crazy price now.
Yep.
So you can't sell anything when it comes to this line.
I got super lucky. I got Afra and the little
BT1,
black
one,
one.
the 000?
No, BT.
Oh, you only got
BT. Yeah, I got.
Yeah,
I didn't get both of them, and I saw the other one too, the CP301, the murder one, and I was like, I'm good. I'll get it off BBTS or something like that later. It was like GameStop too, just sitting there.
All 3 on my GameStop for a while.
Gone.
Never got them.
crazy.
I chose Ezra over Afra that one day, and
your Ezra broke on you.
Oh, shouldn't have done that.
What a good choice.
Yeah.
Well, Sam was like, "Hey, how dare you choose Ezra over this character I've never read before? He sucks."
So funny. But anyway, going back to this, we got a Han and Leia 2-pack. I'm not really interested in. I don't need this Han snowy look at all, in my opinion. This Leia's come out like already twice and is cheap, so I don't need that either.
I saw it at the store a few days ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Anniversary packaging.
I'm not worried about either of these, but I think this is my most anticipated reveal. Was definitely the Tusken Raider. I'm excited about everything else, and Bo-Katan specifically are the 2 I'm excited about. I will pick up one more Death Trooper, but other than that, I'm pretty good on everything else. But I'm happy Black Series is doing this, because it leads us to believe like we could definitely see some more like army builder waves in the future of like different types of stormtroopers or rebels or resistance or whatever.
The most army built line you could do.
Yep,
Exactly.
Phase
It's
1,
gonna be
phase
super
2.
successful.
Yep. Very true.
You could do, what is it, 501st, whatever, the other legions.
Yo, God, the clones. Oh, I'd be so excited if they did 501st and like a ton of different branches of.
The thing, but that Hoth set, I'm good on. Like, I think you guys both know that I'm kind of like, I'm good when it comes to like original trilogy stuff. I don't need all that.
Yeah, I don't need that set. I do want a Han and Leia from Empire Strikes Back. I need that. Same with Luke. But I don't need that set.
Versions, though.
Yeah, like I love like Han's outfit in Empire Strikes Back, because it's like it's not the New Hope outfit, as cool as it is with the vest. It's so iconic, like you can't use it in every shot. Where like I feel like the Han Solo outfit from Empire Strikes Back and like that jacket is just kind of iconic. Like it's an okay look.
Real swaggy.
Exactly.
Swaggy in episode 5.
I wasn't gonna get the Luke and Han, but now that I got this Wampa, I'm gonna have to get it.
Well, exactly. But
I don't have anything to shoot with the Wampa.
He can by himself. The Wampa came by himself in that SDCC set. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, definitely weird.
Post-con.
Yeah, I mean they gave it to me, so I might as well do something with it.
Very true. But okay, I think we're good on Mando talk. I think we're good about reveals. I think we can end the podcast. So first of all, thanks you everyone for tuning in. The one person that did, but hopefully we'll have more people tuning in as we go on. I don't know. There might have been something. Well, yeah, we didn't announce it, and there might have been something with the settings that I just want to make sure visibility is public and such. But either way, thank you guys for watching. It was a blast hanging out with you guys. Finn had a dip on us early. It was a blast having him in here as well. We are excited about this upcoming week's episode and more excited to talk about it with you guys to end this little series. And then we'll get back to regular scheduled episodes. And don't think that Bryan or Gary are going away because they will be reoccurring fairly often and hopefully our regular podcast episodes. We're hoping.
That's news to me.
Wait, we're hoping if we get it regular every week, then yeah, it'll be popping. We're gonna have people coming in now, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. But that's assuming, which I think we've already planned on, but we've said it in the past, assuming we can get a regular recording schedule down, which is what we're hoping. We've done so with the Mando episodes, so hopefully it continues.
This was our first week, not being on Friday.
And we weren't even, it wasn't like a week pushback. It was just a couple days, obviously. And I think, again, finals week really ended up screwing our timeline a little bit, specifically me, Finn, and I know Gary. Exactly. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Bryan and Gary, for joining me. We'll catch you guys next week on our next stream. Thank you, and see ya. All right.
Bye.
It's done.